All right, let's talk arms. Do you ever feel like you're just stuck? Like your arm workouts have hit a wall and you're just not seeing the growth you know you should be? Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. Because we're about to blow the doors off your routine with 7 key dumbbell exercises that you've probably been skipping. So let's just get straight to the point. Are you making this mistake? There's a really common trap that could be slamming the brakes on your biceps growth, and chances are it's hiding in plain sight in your current routine. And here it is, the big one. This quote says it all, right? This is the core problem we're going to solve today. See, most people in the gym are completely overlooking the exact exercises that could unlock serious new arm growth. It's not about just throwing more weight around, it's about training smarter with the right moves. So, what is the secret then? Well, it's pretty simple actually. It's all about unlocking these exercises that pretty much everyone else ignores. These aren't just random curls. These movements hit your biceps from totally unique angles, using different kinds of tension that are just absolutely crucial for real development.
Okay, first things first, we're going to talk about the stretch. Think of this as the foundation, the very bedrock for building that full, rounded bicep that really pops. The goal here? To light up the maximum number of muscle fibers right from the very start of every single rep.
And that brings us to our very first exercise, the dumbbell incline curl. You guys, this is the king of bicep stretchers. It is the perfect movement to kick things off and set the stage for some serious growth. All right, let's break down the form, because form is everything here. First, the setup. You're on an incline bench, and you just let your arms hang straight down. Feel that? That's the stretch we're talking about. Then, step 2, you curl. But here's the key. Drive from the elbow only. Keep those upper arms totally locked in place. Step 3, at the very top, you pause and squeeze. Squeeze hard for a solid second. And then, maybe the most important part, step 4, the negative. You've got to lower that weight slowly, fighting it the whole way down. Feel that tension. So why is this so effective? What's the magic? It's all about that deep stretch. When you start with the long head of your bicep fully stretched out like that, you're basically forcing more muscle fibers to wake up and get to work from the get-go. And the formula is easy. More fibers working equals more potential for growth. It really is that simple. All right, you got the stretch down? Perfect. Let's move on to the next piece of the puzzle. We've covered fullness. Now let's talk about building that peak. We're talking about the squeeze. This is how you build those mountaintop biceps that everyone is chasing after. And our second exercise is the perfect example of this, the dumbbell waiter curl. Now, this one might look a little weird. I'll give you that, but trust me, its unique grip hones in on the inner bicep for a squeeze that is just unbelievable. So the setup here is absolutely critical. You hold one dumbbell straight up and down with both hands, kind of like a waiter carrying a tray, right? Now, as you curl, you've got to keep your elbows glued to your sides and actively press your forearms in towards each other. And here's the mental trick. At the top, imagine you're trying to crush the dumbbell. Just thinking that one word forces an insane squeeze right on that inner bicep. Okay, for number 3, we're taking a classic that you probably already do, the dumbbell alternate biceps curl. But, and this is a big but, we're adding one tiny little tweak that completely transforms this everyday exercise into a serious peak builder. So, you know the drill, right? You curl one arm up, then the other. Simple. But here is the game changer. At the very, very top of the movement, I mean the absolute peak, I want you to slightly rotate your wrist. Think about turning your pinky up towards the ceiling. It's a tiny move, but oh my gosh, it dramatically cranks up that peak contraction. And that right there is a perfect example of what we mean by peak contraction. It's that one single moment of maximum squeeze at the very top of the lift. Getting this right, mastering this, is non-negotiable if you want to carve out that bicep height and get that razor-sharp definition. Okay, let's keep this momentum going. Next up, we've got exercises 4 and 5, which are basically two sides of the same coin. They're variations designed to make that peak contraction even more intense, the inner curl and the close grip curl. Now, the differences here are subtle, but they're super powerful. For the standing inner curl, you're curling the dumbbells slightly inward toward the center of your body. With the close grip curl, you keep the dumbbells literally touching each other through the whole rep. But the goal for both? It's the same, to force the deepest biceps activation possible and get an insane burn. All right, let's recap. We've hit fullness with the stretch, we've built the peak with the squeeze. Now it's time to add overall thickness. This is how you get that 3D sleeve stretching mass on your arms. And to do that, we have to talk about a little muscle called the brachialis.
And this brings us to the hammer curl showdown, our last two exercises. Number 6, the classic seated hammer curl, is a beast for overall mass, no doubt. But number 7, our final exercise, the crossbody hammer curl, this is the real secret weapon. See, by curling the dumbbell across your body, you put a massive emphasis on that brachialis muscle. And when you build that muscle, it literally pushes your bicep up from underneath, making your whole arm look way, way thick.
So as you can see, this wasn't just some random list of 7 exercises I threw at you. Every single one of these movements is connected by a set of powerful underlying principles. You should really think of this as your new blueprint for massive biceps growth. And here it is, the whole blueprint laid out nice and simple. Look, if you remember nothing else, remember this. Strict form always, always beats heavy, sloppy weight. Squeeze every single rep like your life depends on it at the top. Control the negative, don't just drop the weight. And finally, maximize that stretch whenever you can. These 4 rules, that's your ticket to growth. And there you have it. You're walking away from this with more than just a few new exercises. You've now got 7 brand new, wicked effective tools to add to your workout arsenal. These aren't just filler exercises. These are the difference makers. So really, there's only one question left, and it's one you have to answer. After seeing all these new tools, the deep stretch of the incline curl, the crazy squeeze of the waiter curl, the thickness builder with the crossbody hammer, which one are you going to try on your next arm day?